Have you ever wondered what would happen if everything you know about yourself vanished in an instant? What if the most precious parts of your identity, your memories, your passions, your fears, were not meant to last forever? According to the fascinating readings of Edgar Cayce, the renowned sleeping prophet, the soul carries its experiences across lifetimes, yet almost all conscious memories are deliberately erased after reincarnation. But why would such vital pieces of our journey be hidden from us? Who decides what remains and what is forgotten? And more importantly, what is the greater purpose behind this mysterious process? In this video, we will reveal the 10 astonishing things that, based on Cayce's insights, you are destined to forget after rebirth. Behind this veil of forgetting lies a deeper truth, one that shapes your destiny, your relationships, and the hidden lessons of your life. Prepare to see your existence through an entirely new lens. Edgar Cayce often spoke about the soul's journey through many lives, describing reincarnation not as a random cycle, but as a deeply meaningful path of growth. According to his readings, forgetting the details of past incarnations is not a flaw in the system. It is an essential step in the soul's evolution. At the heart of this process lies the law of karma, the universal principle that every action, thought, and intention creates an imprint that shapes future experiences. Karma is not a punishment, but a tool for learning and balance. And to properly fulfill new lessons, the soul must approach each life with fresh eyes, free from the overwhelming weight of previous failures and attachments. Imagine beginning a new life burdened with vivid memories of all the pain, betrayal, mistakes, and regrets accumulated over centuries. Such knowledge could paralyze a person, filling them with fear, bitterness, or guilt. It would be almost impossible to act freely and make genuine choices if every moment was colored by the emotional baggage of countless lifetimes. Cayce explained that forgetting allows the soul to fully engage in the present incarnation, to meet new challenges and people without the prejudices or entanglements of the past. The forgetting is, in fact, an act of mercy, a shield that protects the soul's fragile new beginnings. This concept is closely tied to what Cayce referred to as the veil of forgetfulness, a spiritual boundary that forms after the soul leaves the physical body and prepares for a new earthly journey. The veil is not merely an obstacle, it is a necessary partition that enables the soul to focus on specific lessons chosen for the next life. Without it, the clarity of purpose would be lost in a sea of memories, many of them painful, confusing, or irrelevant to the soul's current mission. The veil ensures that growth happens naturally, step by step, without the soul being overwhelmed by the magnitude of its own history. Moreover, Cayce emphasized that remembering too much could derail the very purpose of life on earth, to develop virtues like patience, forgiveness, compassion, and love. True growth must come from the heart, from choices made freely, not from fear of past consequences. If every soul could recall every misdeed or triumph, life would turn into a strategy game rather than a journey of sincere experience. Forgetting creates the conditions where true spiritual qualities can be born organically, as responses to real-life challenges, not as rehearsed performances based on past knowledge. There is also the matter of emotional healing. Many experiences across lifetimes involve deep wounds, losses, and traumas. Carrying all of that emotional pain consciously would be unbearable for most individuals. The forgetting process allows these wounds to heal at a deeper, unconscious level, influencing the soul's growth without dominating the conscious mind. The lessons are not lost. They are embedded in the soul's vibration, quietly shaping decisions, preferences, and instincts without the need for painful recollection. Finally, Cayce suggested that while most conscious memories fade, the soul retains essential knowledge at a spiritual level. Skills, talents, emotional tendencies, and karmic connections often survive the transition between lives in subtle ways. A child prodigy, a fear of deep water, an inexplicable sense of connection to a stranger, all of these may be echoes from the past, filtered through the veil. However, these fragments serve the current life rather than control it, helping the individual continue their journey without being trapped by it. In the end, the forgetting of past lives is not a loss but a sacred design, a gift that allows the soul to be reborn with hope, curiosity, and freedom. It is through this intentional erasure that we are given the chance to rediscover ourselves anew, to seek love, wisdom, and purpose without the heavy chains of memory holding us back. According to Edgar Cayce, forgetting is not the closing of a door, but the opening of a new one that leads the soul ever closer to its divine origin. When the soul crosses the threshold into a new life, much of its past is carefully hidden behind the veil of forgetfulness. Edgar Cayce described this process as selective and purposeful, ensuring that only what is essential for the soul's growth remains accessible, while the rest is left behind. Among the first things to fade are personal connections. The deep bonds formed with family, friends, and lovers in previous lives are almost entirely erased from conscious memory. Though these connections might influence new relationships through unexplainable attractions or tensions, the direct awareness of who they were is lost, allowing each new interaction to unfold naturally. Occupations and professions also dissolve into obscurity. A masterful artist, a brilliant scientist, a humble farmer. Whatever roles the soul once embraced, the conscious memories of these identities are wiped clean. Yet traces often linger. Talents, aptitudes, and even intense interests sometimes resurface mysteriously, suggesting an unseen continuity. It is not uncommon for children to display prodigious skills in music, mathematics, or language without any formal training, hinting at the echoes of their soul's prior experiences. Fears and phobias are another aspect that typically vanish from conscious thought, but not always from the subconscious. Many individuals carry irrational fears of water, fire, heights, or enclosed spaces that have no obvious origin in their current life. Ian Stevenson's groundbreaking research on children who spontaneously recalled past lives often documented cases where unexplained phobias aligned with traumatic deaths from previous incarnations. For example, a child terrified of water might recount a detailed memory of drowning in another lifetime. The soul's achievements and traumas are largely obscured as well. Great victories, humiliations, betrayals, or moments of profound love are all blurred. This protects the soul from becoming trapped by pride or sorrow, enabling a fresh beginning. Even unfulfilled dreams, ambitions, or unresolved conflicts are masked. Without this erasure, a person might feel an overwhelming compulsion to repeat old patterns, preventing true growth and exploration. Surprisingly, spiritual knowledge and insights can also be veiled. A soul that once attained profound understanding of universal laws, healing practices, or mystical truths may not consciously recall them in a new life. However, Cayce explained that such knowledge is never truly lost. It remains imprinted on the soul and may resurface as a strong intuition or a natural inclination towards spiritual study and practice. Sometimes, individuals feel a deep, unexplainable connection to certain philosophies or teachings, as if remembering something from long ago. Additionally, geographical attachments often dissolve from memory. Yet people sometimes feel a strange sense of belonging or nostalgia when visiting places they have never been before. A person might be drawn irresistibly to a specific country, city, or landscape without knowing why. Stevenson's research included cases where children accurately described locations they had never visited in their current lives, suggesting that the soul retains emotional ties even when conscious memory is erased. Cultural habits and languages are also forgotten. Although these aspects were deeply embedded in previous lives, the soul starts fresh, adapting to the new body, family, and society. However, in rare cases, individuals have exhibited xenoglossy, the ability to speak or understand languages they have never learned, further supporting the idea that some subconscious memories persist. Moral lessons and unresolved karmic debts, however, are never forgotten by the soul, even if the mind does not remember the specific events. The emotional and energetic consequences of past actions continue to influence the soul's path, shaping circumstances and choices in the new life. The forgetting serves not to erase accountability, but to provide a new stage for learning and resolution. Finally, even one's sense of self, what we consider our personality, is reset to a large extent. While some core traits such as courage, kindness, or resilience may carry over subtly, the external expressions of identity shift with the new environment, upbringing, and body. This allows the soul to experience different facets of existence, learning through varied perspectives across its many journeys. Thus, while much is forgotten when a soul reincarnates, the most important elements, the lessons learned, the tendencies developed, the love cultivated, remain woven into its very fabric. They guide the soul silently, preparing it for the next chapter in its eternal story. The veil may dim our conscious memory, but it cannot extinguish the deeper wisdom carried within. Even though conscious memories of past lives are veiled at birth, Edgar Cayce emphasized that not everything is truly forgotten. While the mind may start fresh, the soul carries with it deep, invisible imprints that subtly shape the new life. These lingering traces manifest through karmic patterns, intuitive preferences, unexplained fears, and what some researchers have termed the body memory of the soul. Karma, as Cayce described, is the law of cause and effect operating across lifetimes, ensuring that the lessons we have not yet learned return to meet us again. These patterns influence the circumstances of our new life, the challenges we face, and the opportunities we are drawn toward, even though we may have no recollection of the original cause. Often, children exhibit unusual tendencies that seem disconnected from their upbringing or current environment. A child may display an extraordinary fear of fire without ever having experienced trauma related to it. Another might show an intense fascination with a culture, a musical instrument, or a profession seemingly out of nowhere. Cayce's readings, along with modern research by figures like Ian Stevenson, suggest that these tendencies are echoes of past lives, emotional imprints carried forward even when the events themselves are forgotten. In many documented cases, children as young as 3 or 4 have spontaneously recalled intricate details of a previous existence, only to gradually lose these memories as they grow older, absorbed by the demands of their current life. The phenomenon of déjà vu provides another glimpse into the hidden continuity of the soul. That eerie feeling of familiarity in a place you have never been, or the sense of recognition when meeting a stranger, may be fleeting memories bubbling up from a deeper layer of consciousness. While mainstream science often attributes déjà vu to minor brain anomalies, Cayce and others in the spiritual tradition viewed it as a momentary thinning of the veil, a brief reminder that the soul's journey is far older and richer than the current life alone would suggest. There is also what might be called a memory of the body, where the soul's past experiences subtly influence physical reactions, talents, and even certain health conditions. Cayce noted that injuries, illnesses, or physical traits could sometimes reflect unresolved energies from previous incarnations. A person might be born with a particular weakness or strength that has no clear genetic explanation, rooted instead in the energetic imprints carried forward by the soul. These persistent traces serve a profound purpose. They act as silent guides, steering the soul toward unresolved lessons and unfinished growth. They provide hints, nudges, and sometimes stark challenges designed to foster deeper understanding and maturity. Rather than burdening the soul with the weight of explicit memory, the universe allows these patterns to operate quietly, ensuring that learning remains organic and rooted in genuine experience. Sometimes, individuals report spontaneous flashes of memory, visions, dreams, or intense feelings that seem to belong to another life. While these moments are rare and often fleeting, they suggest that the soul's deeper memory is never truly lost. It merely slumbers beneath the surface, ready to emerge under the right conditions. Meditation, dreams, and profound emotional experiences can sometimes trigger these recollections, offering glimpses into the broader tapestry of the soul's existence. Despite the profound forgetting that occurs at birth, the soul carries with it a silent inheritance, an internal compass shaped by the love, loss, growth, and mistakes of countless lives. These invisible threads weave together the lessons we are here to learn, the people we are destined to meet, and the destinies we are meant to fulfill. The conscious mind may not remember, but the soul never forgets its true journey. While the natural design of reincarnation cloaks past life memories behind a veil, Edgar Cayce believed that, under certain conditions, it is possible to access fragments of these forgotten experiences. According to Cayce, dreams are one of the most accessible doorways to the soul's ancient past. In the dream state, when the conscious mind rests, the deeper layers of the subconscious and soul memory can sometimes emerge. He encouraged individuals to pay close attention to recurring dreams, vivid symbols, and powerful emotional impressions that seem disconnected from current life events, suggesting that these might be echoes from other incarnations seeking recognition. Meditation is another powerful tool Cayce recommended for those seeking to understand their soul's broader journey. Through focused stillness and intentional questioning, individuals can sometimes tap into deeper layers of awareness, where memories are not stored in the usual mental sense, but are imprinted as emotional truths and inner knowing. However, Cayce warned that accessing these memories should never be pursued out of mere curiosity or sensationalism. True spiritual preparation, humility, patience, and a sincere desire for growth is essential, or the information, if it comes, may be misinterpreted or even harmful. Hypnosis has also been explored as a method of uncovering past life memories, both during and after Cayce's lifetime. Regressive hypnosis, in particular, aims to guide individuals into a deeply relaxed state where the conscious mind's defenses are lowered, allowing subconscious memories to surface. While many have reported astonishingly detailed recollections during these sessions, Cayce emphasized caution. Not all impressions retrieved under hypnosis are accurate past life memories. Some may be symbolic, drawn from collective unconscious imagery, or even fabricated by the mind's deep desire for meaning. Therefore, such experiences must be approached with discernment and careful interpretation. Importantly, Cayce made it clear that the ability to remember past lives is not given to everyone, and for good reason. Some souls are not yet ready to face the emotional consequences of their earlier actions. In other cases, remembering could distract from the lessons and relationships that need attention in the present life. The forgetting is a mercy, a way to ensure that each incarnation remains a fresh opportunity rather than a burdened continuation of unresolved drama. When memories of the past do emerge naturally, it is often because they serve a specific purpose for the soul's healing or advancement, not simply to satisfy curiosity. There are numerous documented cases of individuals who have spontaneously recalled past lives, sometimes dramatically altering their current paths. Ian Stevenson's work with children who remembered previous lives revealed remarkable stories. Children identifying former families, speaking unknown languages, or describing events and places with uncanny accuracy. In many instances, these memories faded as the children grew older, but not before leaving a profound mark on their sense of identity and purpose. Some adults, after experiencing dreams or visions of previous existences, have found themselves driven to change careers, travel to distant places, or heal deep-seated fears, following an invisible thread woven through their soul's history. One striking example is the case of a woman who, during deep meditation, recalled life as a healer in ancient Egypt. The memory was so vivid and emotionally charged that it led her to study modern healing practices, eventually dedicating her life to service in ways she had never considered before. Another case involved a man who, through dreams, remembered a life as a sailor lost at sea. He had always feared open water without understanding why. After working through these memories, his fear diminished and he felt a newfound peace. These examples illustrate a key point emphasized by Cayce. The purpose of remembering is not to glorify the past, but to heal and empower the present. True spiritual progress comes from applying the lessons, not from dwelling on the identities once worn. Whether memories remain hidden or come into the light, the soul's task remains the same: to grow in wisdom, compassion, and love. The past is a teacher, not a prison, and those few who glimpse their previous lives are given both a gift and a responsibility to live more consciously in the present, carrying forward the light of all they have been. According to Edgar Cayce, the forgetting of past lives is not a punishment, but a profound act of love and protection woven into the soul's journey. It is easy to view the loss of memory as a limitation, something that deprives us of important wisdom. Yet Cayce described this forgetting as a sacred gift, designed to give every soul a genuine opportunity for growth, unburdened by the mistakes, sorrows, and attachments of previous existences. Without the weight of countless memories pressing down, each life becomes a blank page, inviting new choices, fresh experiences, and authentic emotional responses. It is through this deliberate erasure that true spiritual evolution becomes possible. If a soul carried full conscious awareness of its many lifetimes, it would be almost impossible to approach new lessons with an open heart. Regret, guilt, pride, or fear would cloud every decision. Relationships would be entangled with unresolved debts, and the freedom to act sincerely, to love without reservation, would be severely compromised. The soul, therefore, agrees to forget, trusting that the essential lessons are imprinted deep within its being, even if the details fade. In this way, forgetting acts not as a barrier, but as a path to healing and liberation. Cayce often emphasized that life on earth is a school for the soul, a place where virtues such as patience, forgiveness, humility, and compassion are cultivated through real experiences. These virtues cannot be faked or forced. They must emerge naturally from the challenges and opportunities each life presents. If we remembered every injury or triumph, every betrayal or victory from the past, we might act out of calculation rather than genuine growth. Forgetting ensures that we respond to life authentically, developing qualities that enrich the soul's eternal journey. Moreover, the loss of memory protects the soul from becoming trapped in cycles of revenge, resentment, or despair. Imagine remembering every wrong done to you, or every mistake you made across dozens or even hundreds of lifetimes. The emotional burden would be unbearable. The veil of forgetfulness allows for mercy, offering the soul the chance to start anew, to forgive and be forgiven without the heavy chains of explicit memory. It is a testament to the divine wisdom underlying the structure of existence, where even apparent limitations serve a higher, compassionate purpose. Still, the soul does not lose everything. The deep yearning for love, the drive toward truth, the hunger for beauty and meaning, all these are carried forward beyond the forgetting. These core impulses are not tied to specific memories. They are the distilled essence of countless experiences, the refined treasures of the soul's long pilgrimage. Even when we do not remember who we were, the best of what we have become travels with us, guiding our steps in every new life. Cayce taught that, ultimately, the soul's true memory is not about past identities, but about its eternal relationship with the divine. Beneath the layers of amnesia, every soul carries the longing to return to its source, to reunite with the universal spirit from which it came. Life after life, this hidden memory calls us forward, through trials, joys, losses, and revelations, toward greater unity with the divine consciousness. Forgetting the details of our past allows us to focus on what truly matters, growing in love, expanding our compassion, and awakening to the light within. Thus, the forgetting is not a loss, but a sacred mercy. It clears the way for new beginnings, deeper learning, and the blossoming of the soul's true nature. Though we may not recall the names, faces, or stories of our former lives, the essence of who we are, the love we have given, the wisdom we have gained, remains forever imprinted in the fabric of our being. And as we move forward, lifetime after lifetime, it is this inner treasure that leads us closer and closer to the ultimate homecoming, where all forgetting will end, and we will remember fully the light we have always been. Do you believe in the rebirth of souls? Write in the comments. Dear friends, if you like this video, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.